Все, красивый. Пішли.
Вот так вот и работает.
Russian soldiers were cocky at first, but then they cried when they reached the positions of the 3rd Assault Brigade because the occupiers' bunkers were bombed out. Their comrades were 200'd, and their own artillery finished off the rest.
Отдельно штурмовой бригаде за то, что ебашите.
Ну не збивайтесь, мужчини. Давай.
Спасибо. Стреляли со всех сторон, пидоры.
Міни, ліпістки, скиди, своя же арта.
Я бы лучше про пидоров этих пошел бить, ебаных.
5-10 минут і 200, очевидно, бо там в округ уже чоловік 10 умерло.
Там іменно такий нормальний русський Ванька був.
Крепкий. Можна на страхі зіграти його, предложить от спасіння, і він підніме руки і піде здаватися.
Спасибо за то, что сохранили мне жизнь.
Все, красивий. Пішли.
Вот так вот и работает.
The 72nd Mechanized Brigade destroyed a Russian convoy. Russians attacked using a mix of tanks and ZSTS Akhmat armored vehicles. Most of them were destroyed. The Ukrainian 72nd Mechanized Brigade has been actively engaged in recent operations, particularly in the defense of Vuhledar. In late August 2024, Russian forces intensified their offensive towards Vuhledar, leading to intense battles. Despite facing significant pressure, the 72nd Brigade mounted a resilient defense. However, by late September, reports indicated that the brigade was under severe strain, with concerns about potential encirclement. The massive enemy assault with an armored column was stopped by the fighters of OTU Luhansk in the Siversk direction. Approximate enemy personnel losses: 159 killed and wounded. The Siversk sector has been a focal point of intense military activity. Russian forces have been striving to make inroads in this area, aiming to disrupt Ukrainian defensive lines and gain strategic advantage. However, Ukrainian units, notably the OTU Luhansk, have demonstrated resilience and tactical proficiency in countering these offensives. The recent thwarting of the armored column underscores the challenges Russian forces face when confronting well-prepared Ukrainian defenses. The OTU Luhansk utilized a combination of anti-armor tactics, artillery support, and strategic positioning to neutralize the threat effectively. This successful defense not only inflicted substantial casualties on the attacking forces, but also disrupted their momentum, preventing potential breakthroughs that could have jeopardized nearby Ukrainian positions. Such outcomes are pivotal in maintaining the integrity of the front line and ensuring the security of surrounding communities. The broader context of the conflict indicates that while Russian forces continue to exert pressure across various sectors, Ukrainian units are adapting and responding with effective defensive and counter-offensive operations. The resilience and determination exhibited by units like OTU Luhansk play a crucial role in shaping the dynamics of the battlefield and influencing the strategic calculations of opposing forces. As the situation evolves, the commitment and effectiveness of Ukrainian forces remain instrumental in defending national sovereignty and territorial integrity against ongoing aggression. X was hit by a massive cyber attack, with IP addresses linked to the Ukraine area. Musk is whining in response to the mass attacks on X. The platform was unavailable to lots of users during the day. Good job hitting Russian assets.
There was a cyber attack on X today, which shut it down and may have been foreign sourced.
Yes.
It's a big story. You want to give us a moment on that?
Well, we're not sure exactly what happened, but there was a massive cyber attack to try to bring down the X system with IP addresses originating in the Ukraine area.
Donald Trump continues his trade war with everyone. So far, we surely know that tariffs will trigger inflation and price spikes in the U.S. Instead of a projected 3% rise, the economy could fall into a recession. Nice job, Donald. Based on Ontario, Canada, placing a 25% tariff on electricity coming into the United States, I have instructed my Secretary of Commerce to add an additional 25% tariff to 50% on all steel and aluminum coming into the United States from Canada, one of the highest tariffing nations anywhere in the world. This will go into effect tomorrow morning, March 12th. Also, Canada must immediately drop their anti-American farmer tariff of 250% to 390% on various U.S. dairy products, which has long been considered outrageous. I will shortly be declaring a national emergency on electricity within the threatened area. This will allow the U.S. to quickly do what has to be done to alleviate this abusive threat from Canada. If other egregious, long-time tariffs are not likewise dropped by Canada, I will substantially increase on April 2nd the tariffs on cars coming into the U.S., which will essentially permanently shut down the automobile manufacturing business in Canada. The U.S. is uninvited to the Military Representatives Summit in Paris on March 11th, according to Associated Press writes. The meeting will discuss the creation of international security forces for Ukraine. Military officials from more than 30 nations will take part in Paris talks on the creation of an international security force for Ukraine, a French military official said. Such an international force would aim to dissuade Russia from launching another offensive after any ceasefire in Ukraine comes into effect. The long list of participants in Tuesday's discussions will also include Asian and Oceania nations that will join remotely, the French official said. The international makeup of the meeting offers an indication of how broadly France and Britain, which are working together on plans for the force, are casting their net as they aim to build what the French official described as a coalition of nations able and willing to be part of an effort to safeguard Ukraine in the event of a ceasefire. The French military official spoke to the Associated Press on condition of anonymity to discuss the blueprint for the force that is shrouded in secrecy and the Paris talks that will consider it. The force being envisaged by France and Britain would aim to reassure Ukraine and deter another large-scale Russian offensive after any ceasefire, the official said. It could include heavy weaponry and weapons stockpiles that could be rushed within hours or days to aid in Ukraine's defense in the event of a Russian attack that shatters any truce, the official said. Army chiefs or their representatives from nearly all of the 32 nations of the NATO military alliance will attend the Paris talks, with the notable exception being the United States. The official said the United States wasn't invited because European nations want to demonstrate that they can take responsibility for a large part of the post-ceasefire security framework for Ukraine. Also attending will be the chiefs of staff of Ireland and Cyprus, and a representative from Austria. All nations that are not NATO members, but are in the European Union. Australia and New Zealand, which are Commonwealth nations, as well as Japan and South Korea, will listen into the talks remotely, the official said. It seems that the next military drills of the U.S. Army will be with Russia, Iran, and North Korea.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.